what they don't talk about is the music industry gets younger and younger while the people who own the music industry get older and older and wiser. So Master P may come up with a stellar contract that breaks down the walls, or Michael Jordan, in the case of shoes, may come up with a deal that's never been seen before, but them white folks are not gonna let that happen again. You're gonna have to find another way to do it. And every time we break through, the contracts get tighter and tighter, but we're getting younger and younger and younger. And your music is becoming more disposable and more disposable. But I'm just glad that my parents instilled something in me. And hip hop, from the standpoint of when I was growing up, was intelligent. So I always learned to study. I'll give y'all an example. My first Gatorade contract, I actually wrote the contract myself. And I wrote the contract because I went to LegalZoom. That's when LegalZoom first came out. And I downloaded every contract that had something to do with marketing, that had to do anything with commercials and music. And I studied. Watch what I did. Most lawyers charge you by what? The hour, right? Have you ever noticed in most cases, you only really spend 30 minutes, but they always charge you by the what? The hour. So every time I would read something in LegalZoom that I didn't understand, when my lawyer got his ass up, no, sit your ass back down. I got 30 more minutes. I got these list of questions. So after about 20 times of doing this with my lawyer, I got this shit. And it got to the point where other rappers would call me and say, hey bro, read over my contract. I could pick out what was wrong. I didn't know how to rewrite the contract, but I could pick out what was wrong. But it was because I had the internal fortitude to study and learn on my own. Two things that were very powerful. Number one, when he read over the Gatorade contract, he said, I corrected a few grammatical errors in a few terms. He said, but for the most part, I can't charge you. He said, you did that. He really looked at me and was like, bro, you did that. And what he did say about me that I thought was honorable, he said, David Banner, unlike most people, you handle business the same way you are in real life. Like, one of the hardest things for me is to negotiate with producers, because I'm a producer. I say this all the time. Most black people don't want to free the slaves. They want the opportunity to hold a whip. How am I going to over a young producer when I am a producer? That ain't God-like to me. You feel me? Yeah. So he was like, you're the same man in a contract that you are on the streets. And that's all I could ever ask in business or in life or in the spiritual realm. The field are the rappers, right? The yard are the A&Rs. The house are the, like the label execs, right? And so whether we know it or not, bro, people act just like slaves and don't know it. Like, dude, like, if you look at just getting a deal, usually when you look at getting hot in the hood as a rapper or as a beat producer, all that is accruing power, right? And what's the first thing you do when you go get power? You don't believe that you can wield that power. So you go find your white dude to do it for you. Why couldn't a black person do it? Why couldn't you do it? Like, what is it about us that we can't create our own internet, dog? Why you can't create your own store, bro? And then as soon as we start figuring it out and be like, oh, we can do this, a company that get, because all you gotta do is create a company and get all our friends and all. I thought about that, going to get Snoop, going to get Raheem Devon, get Crit, and all us put a company together and just make the splits equitable. And then give other artists what they deserve, what we know that we want. Maybe God put us through what we're going through so we can be the person to do it.